conference so far. Starts up front with them, obviously, and a senior late in offensive line. All those guys have played a lot of football together, and then they've paved the way for the leading quarterback in our conference as well, Ryan Applin. Extremely efficient passer, great runner, a very complex offense, hide the ball well, spread it out real good. Give you multiple looks out of multiple formations with multiple personnel groupings. So again, they very diverse on offense and on defense, extremely physical. Up front, Brian Hall being by far the most dominant D tackle in the conference and one of the best in the country. Very stout at linebacker, bigger guys, 230, 240-pound guys that can run. Disguise coverages really well. They bring pressure. They mix it up front. Safeties are physical, 200-pound guys. Corners are big, tall, rangy, 6-footers. And then special teams, very disciplined on special teams, do a great job covering kicks. They put more of their physical guys on the kickoff and punt teams to get downfield, butt press you, get off of blocks, and make tackles. So for us, a tremendous challenge.
He's, I don't know if he's done it yet, but he's on the verge of setting some huge records. I mean, he's putting up numbers, I guess all-around numbers that are pretty impressive.
You talking about Applin?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Accurate passer, whether he has time or whether he has pressure. Great runner as well. So he could hurt you a lot of different ways, and he's surrounded by some guys with some legitimate skill sets. They're inside, they're quick and fast. Outside, they're long, rangy, tall. Playmakers. They all catch the ball with their hands. They're very well coached. They're disciplined route runners. Their offensive line is impressive. They're athletic guys, move their feet, they get on you, and they try to finish you. And they've done a real good job so far. And their offense is ranked up there not only within the conference but nationally as well.
Jericho last week, was that injury related or?
Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has an issue with his foot. I'd hate to give you the wrong medical term, but it's plantar fasciitis, something of that nature. He went and got his orthotics made. He did some limited stuff yesterday. Is returning from the doctor this afternoon, and we'll see what he can do. Apparently, they had success with some stuff they did for him.
Talk about Kendrick Rose. You said he's 100%. How do you plan on bringing him back into the lineup, into a running game that's been running fluid lately?
Well, hopefully he'll make it even more. He'll make it a more potent attack. He's 100% now. When he was playing, he was probably at 80%. So we expect a better player out of Kendrick in the next couple weeks, and it starts with this week in practice, which he's been real good so far.
The explosive nature of the back he is.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. He can catch the ball. He's good out in space with the ball. He also can put his head down and run you over, and he's just scratching the surface. He's 180 plus pounds now, real thin. He's going to be a 200-pound guy within a year. So we expect him to be a phenomenal football player. And a great kid too. He's a student of the game, works hard, good on special teams also.
Throughout the year, you were looking for basically an identity for this team, and we're coming down to the last stretch of the season. Can you describe what kind of identity this team has gotten into?
We work hard. We work hard. We run fast, and on game day we show up strong. We really have. We run the ball much better than we ever have before, which has been real good for us in terms of our play action passing game and our passing game in general overall. The fact that our offensive line is protected much better than it ever has before, and minimizing the amount of sacks that we've had has made some great situations for our running backs to find some running room. And then you couple that with a defense that has become much more stout than we've had in years due to the physical nature of that was implemented by both coordinators, offense and defensively. And again, with the maturing and developing of a defensive line, the continued growth of a Torek Williams, the leadership and play of an Anthony Gator and Toronto Smith. I don't know how flashy we are, but we're becoming more and more effective as the weeks go by.
I was talking to Mark Resmerger this week, and he said one thing that this team's really done is help give this university not only an identity but a sense of pride too. Do you feel like people can have pride in what you guys are doing this year?
Oh, without a doubt. They say that when you are in the athletics department, especially the football team, you're kind of the wind of the university. And you got a chance week in and week out sometimes to go on a national stage, and sometimes a more regional, local stage. But you have a chance to go out there and represent, and we feel like it. It's something you guard against because it's a new feeling. In terms of achieving certain things on our way to accomplishing goals, and we have miles to go before we have them all accomplished. But it certainly it feels good in terms of direction and support that is starting to come in.
Mertil, how has he been doing in practice? Is he looking to be like a starter for the team?
He's had a much better week than he had last week. We felt last week going in there and getting the plays that he did, he was effective. He had a couple of mistakes, but stuff that was very correctable. Stuff that he actually knew coming over the sideline that he could have done better. Just his skill set, we think, is real special. And he adds a dimension to our defense that we really haven't had a big corner that could run it with anybody. And a guy that's a special teams ace, and he goes up there, he'll stick his nose in there and tackle you and be physical. So we expect Junior to be better. We expect Des Johnson to play this week as well. He's been out for, I believe, 6-7 weeks. I'm not sure. So there are a couple guys right there added to the mix, down the stretch when, injuries stack up.
What was Dez's issue?
Des is, it's tied into, I wish I was better with medical terms, but, it ties into the groin and the low abdomen and whatnot. Requires a lot of rest.
Is it a hernia or is it?
No, it's not a hernia. It's not a hernia, but there's been it's a pull, in there. It's pretty deep, and it just required a lot of rest and a lot of treatment and whatnot. And we've been bringing him along slowly, and he's had 2 good days of practice, so we expect him to be full speed. He had a great day yesterday, and he's another guy that's big and physical, another 6-foot corner who's a track guy that could run. So,
talk about the running back for Arkansas State. He's had a slow year, but last week he rushed over like 90-something yards.
Well, I wouldn't say he's had a slow year. I just think they've used him differently.
Mm-hmm.
Very physical. He's a contact plus 3 yards every time he gets the ball. They do such a good job hiding the ball and make you defend every part of the field that typically he's in situations where, the offensive line has created room for him, or he's got a chance, to be one-on-one with, a linebacker or a nickel guy. And typically either makes him miss or puts his head down and runs him over. So very effective, real good with ball security. Has found ways to get in the end zone. And again, just overall as a team, extremely talented as well as in the backfield.
Just the importance of what a win would do to this program to clinch a bowl berth and a conference championship.
Well, words like clinch and conference championship, they're all part of the goals. Big part of the goals, and like we said before, they can't be ignored. It's out there, and it really creates a buzz and excitement. And our job, every single day is to make sure we bring it all back to doing what has had us, or what has put us in this situation right now, is focus on our opponent, which is Arkansas State. They're a phenomenal football team. We have to be real good about everything we do from a technique standpoint, schematic standpoint, effort standpoint, to take that next step and accomplish what we need to accomplish. But we all know how big this is. It's huge.